Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of UHS Presents. I'm your host Sarah, and with me as per the usual is Lori. How you doing, Lori?
Hey, great. Fantastic.
I have mic, I have audio. Everything is
Shit is working.
somewhat better than last week. Yes. Things are happening. Thunderstorms today. Wasn't sure if we were even going to do the episode today because I was like, there have been reports of tornadoes and shit happening with this storm system as it swept across the Midwest. So if there's a power outage, and I don't know if Lori, if you'd be down, if you'd be like able to do it by yourself. Like I feel like you could, but I know that's a lot of pressure. I have faith in you though.
When your shit didn't work last time, I was just like, okay, I guess we're making this up. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the thing.
I don't think it was terrible. Katie helped me out.
It worked, and I mean, thankfully it wasn't broken forever, so that also worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you would have had advance notice, I'm quite certain that you would have been able to do it just fine. But yeah, so hey J-Man.
Hey J-Man.
Thanks for joining us.
Daniel.
And on time.
Katie.
See, I don't wanna shit on you at all here, J-Man, but like to be fair, I mean, we were late today. We were like 15 minutes late. So you were on time in the way that we were 15 minutes late to get started.
Perfect timing. Exactly.
And Katie, hey Katie, and hey Daniel, and whoever else is here that didn't say hi yet is like, we're glad you joined us. We got some stuff to talk about tonight, but first, do we have any UHS news?
I don't know if there's much new shit after last time, but Medusa issue 2 went out to backers, so we'd love to get your feedback. We'd love to hear what you thought of it. Sundering's at the printer. Medusa's print version is at the printer. And then, of course, the Finding D Kickstarter is coming up the 24th of January. We've been spamming the social medias, and you guys seem to be enjoying the crazy cartoons that D is coming up with, so I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, there's something about the name Fish that means fast fucking drawer. Have you noticed that? There's just...
It's crazy.
Yeah, like Fish Lee is like the wind, and D is just like, oh yeah, I had an idea, so I thought I'd scribble it up quick, and then she's all like 5 seconds later, bam, here it is. And if I sound salty, it's because I am. I'm not going to try and hide that shit. Like, I want to be a fast drawer, too. I guess, technically, I want to be fast and good. You have to be one or the other. Or you have to be both. You can't just be one or the other. Because I can be a fast drawer. It's just going to suck.
It'll be really
I want to be
nice
both.
figures.
Yeah, it's going to be, yeah, it'd be great. But in the meantime, I'll just be jealous of the ones who are. So, yeah, I noticed, like, feels like we keep saying, like, if there's stuff happening and it's going really smoothly. Knock on wood, it's going smoothly at the time. But it feels, you gotta be careful about that shit, right? But, it just feels like things are trucking along and, like, stuff is progressing, but it feels like we just don't have news to tell you on a weekly basis. As cause it's just like, oh yeah, no, we did the thing that we did last week, and that's what's going on. It's just, it takes more than a week to print those things and get them back, and
you're right. And
but yeah, stuff is happening.
We're working on some other shit. We're working on some secret shit. We're going to talk about some of the stuff we haven't talked about when we have Paul and Dee on in a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know how much we're going to reveal, but we definitely have a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background at all times that we don't necessarily tell you about until it's ready.
And it's fun. Oh yeah, I still we had, as we were talking before we started up the show here, we had some more stuff like, oh yeah, by the way, we want to show you this. So I have to put that up so that we can show you that. Assuming I can find it. That's the real trick.
Yes. Assuming you can find it, and assuming we haven't overloaded StreamYard with images.
No, we totally did that. Like, I'm going to have to delete some shit. Like, that's, yeah. It's going to have to happen, but...
Well, that's a testament to how much cool shit we have to show you guys, so...
Yeah. So much shit. So, yeah, let's go ahead and bring on So let's bring on our like unofficial co-host here, Dee.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good.
You are totally becoming the unofficial just third host.
I'm a remora. I'm just sucked onto the side. Cleaning
now
your
you
detritus.
got a new light. It's exciting. We all have fancy ring lights now.
I know. Look, check out my technology, everyone. Ooh, a phone on a ring light. It was $5 at Walmart. Moving on up.
We're not supposed to reveal the secrets.
Have you seen my comic? That's all about revealing the secrets. This is my shtick.
That's fair. So, and also today, kind of, I guess our special guest is Paul Blofeld.
Yes,
just
Blofeld. I know what the reference is, but unfortunately, I'm not a big enough Bond nerd to know who exactly. I think it's a bad guy, right?
Yes,
Blofeld's a bad guy. Okay, I'm smart.
Also, someone who keeps his face off camera most of the time, which
yes
is how I prefer to work.
That's fair.
See that if I needed to think of somebody that was never on the camera, I was going to think of Charlie of Charlie's Angels. That's the only one that comes to my mind.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, Charlie. No one did it. No,
I wasn't fast enough to keep up. I was like, I got it, but it was too late. It was like I was way too late.
We need to find a GIF of Blofeld petting the cat and just put it up on the screen the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Get a little From Russia with Love loop going.
Yes.
Nice. Yes.
I like that it was like 2021 was Paul was a ceiling fan. It was just an image of a ceiling fan, and now he is Blofeld. So I like that evolution.
Calvin says, "What about Dr. Claw?" And sorry if I call you by your last name, because we have lots of people that we have to talk about, and so like we've gone to referring to people by their last names when there's more than one of you with the same first name. So that's why I sometimes accidentally call you Calvin, because I need to specify which Daniel we're talking about. So like when Lori and I are discussing orders and stuff, we just say Calvin's order. So
it
like
means you're very special. It's a compliment.
Yeah. I mean, but that's just like if I accidentally call you by your last name instead of your first. That's why. It's not on purpose, and it's not meant to be disrespectful at all. No. Okay, I'm done now.
Dr. Claw or.
So, anywho's, today we are talking about, I guess, like dreamcasting of Miss Medusa by the creators, and Paul has very. I don't know how much time you put into it, but you've made cards of every single actor that you want to play every single character in the entirety of this.
Too much time, but let me put a qualifier on this. I was having a really shitty day, and I wasn't good for doing real work. And this made me happy on a shitty night. I
you got to do what you got to do.
This kind of thing is very nerdy. And thank you for making this a successful Kickstarter so it doesn't sound completely pathetic to do this mental exercise of casting my own book with celebrities we would never get.
What? No,
we
will get them.
If this were actually adapted, I think we'd be lucky. We'd be very lucky to get about 25% of this cast, and also this is cast with people might know. You know, it's not necessarily the best.
That's fair. Okay, so whoops, I'm breaking my shit. So okay, I got this. I'm a professional. So, do we want to go alphabetically, or do we want to go by like top billing here? Because
I would go alphabetically because it's an interesting spread. You keep the big characters, spread out.
Yeah, works for me. So I'm just gonna put these cards up here, and I just will let you talk, and then you can tell me when to switch, because I know you have very rich reasons, colorful reasons for all of your choices, and I don't need to shit it up with my opinions. So
please do. Because I don't really I'm not I do stuff like this under protest, promoting live like this. I don't like to do this sort of stuff, as you might have picked up.
That's fair. That's
please
fair.
Please talk a lot.
Wow. I guess so. I want to know. Okay, so why did you choose this particular actor or actress? What did you first see them in that made you love them? Something like that. So just a couple of fun little tidbits.
Sure, yeah.
So that's what we'll do. And let's get ready, set, and go.
And I don't even know how to pronounce her name, so
fair enough.
That's going to be the deal with a lot of these. But Nalasanthi Mahut, I guess is
that
the
sounds
pronunciation. Recently played, ironically, Calliope in Sandman.
Ah.
And, yeah. So there's quite an irony that it couldn't be a more opposite character of Calliope in the Medusa verse. But she's actually Greek, which big points there. Also, she was recently in a very silly movie that a friend of mine put on my radar. It's called, I think it's called Fire Saga. It's the Eurovision.
Yes, the stupid Will Ferrell Eurovision movie. Yeah. Oh, it's so dumb and I love it. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna pretend that I didn't watch it 100 times. So dumb.
Well, I've had this thing going the last month with my friends from my film school days, where the Sight and Sound 100 Greatest Movies list came out, and we were all kind of talking like, this does not match our 100 favorite movies. Yeah. And so we've all been making lists, and one of my friends put that as her #1 movie of all time.
Really?
I was like, wow, respect.
I mean, definitely respect the bravery.
Fuck Citizen Kane. Fuck Vertigo. Fire Saga.
That's amazing. Yeah, that takes balls, I think. That's
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that it has its moments. It's one of those movies. It has its moments, but I don't know if I'd ever call it my favorite. Meh. Meh.
Anyways, but I think she did an Assassin's Creed game or something like that. I'm not a video game guy, but so that's somehow in that resume. I see Arethusa.
Oh, did they use her for the Greek woman for Assassin's Creed? Because that would make a lot of sense.
I think it's called Assassin's Creed Odyssey or something like that.
Odyssey, yeah. Oh, yeah, she's fantastic in that.
Okay.
So that makes it even better.
Yeah. And for people who have read issue 2 now, they've briefly met Arethusa. She's the head roustabout in the show, and that means she's a complete behind-the-scenes person. The roustabouts are like the blue-collar folks, in the menagerie, and they're doing all the hard work. They empty the toilets, they put the tents up and down, they do all the driving. So
they're making it all work, really.
The operation completely falls apart without them.
Yeah.
And they do not get a lot of respect. We don't get into the roustabouts a ton in the first arc. So, yeah. And of course, as we know, Elvis Presley was once a roustabout.
Oh God.
Oh.
And
let's just talk We need to have just an episode just where we talk about these fucking Elvis movies. This is not like I really want to now, but this is not what we're here for today.
Right. Well, without giving too much away down the road, we might have cause to talk about Roustabout a lot in an episode.
Oh,
Yes.
Nice. Perfect.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That's
for
all we'll
future.
say about that. But
Alrighty.
okay, next one.
Carry on.
Okay, if anyone's seen Yellow Jackets, it's that creepy kid.
Happy kid. Okay.
Aiden Stocks, he's a very creepy kid in Yellow Jackets. And we have a creepy kid called Lil Bawa in the sideshow. And he only has a brief appearance in issue 2. Again, a character you don't see a lot in the first arc. But I don't think it's giving away too much to say he's like the Damien Thorn on the lot. You know, he's the little anti-Christy kind of kid you want to keep an eye on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, the character's look is a little bit of a riff on Clarion the Witch Boy from
yeah.
the Jack Kirby Demon comics. Definitely the hair.
Nice. I was thinking Ace Ventura, so I guess I was way off.
Yeah. Not too much to say about this one. He's a very minor character, but you know, you need
Fair
someone.
enough. Fair enough. All right. Okay, I'm gonna do this. So we already talked about this. Like, there's only so much stuff that I am allowed to upload on here, so I'm just gonna start deleting them as we go, so that I can add more later.
Cool.
So, all right, next.
Colm Meaney, respected Irish actor, one of the most respected actors in Ireland. One of the few actors associated with Star Trek who's built a great career outside of Star Trek. So I'm sure, as an elder actor now, what he's dying to do is play a fucking leprechaun. I'm sure he's all up for that.
Yeah.
He'd be very good, though.
He
Well, he's
would.
good in
That's the
everything.
thing.
Yeah, but
Love it.
yeah, Bebel is a leprechaun. He works a game called Big Mouth on the Midway, and we spend a decent amount of time on him in issue 2. And he'll come up in another story soon. He's kind of a minor character, but he pops up a lot in some of the early issues. And I kind of like Bebel because Bebel's a weird mix of nice and charm, but also like there's something freaking dark about him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, as seen in issue 2.
I was gonna say there's some. Yeah, okay. I don't want to spoil it. If you guys haven't read it, you should read it right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something a little different here because this is a little awkward to not have anybody on screen at all here and just have these overlay tiles. So
Totally.
I am gonna try just sharing directly from my Photos app here. That would also circumvent the problem of not enough space as well. So let's try this. There we go.
Perfect.
Awesome. Just don't sideline us into your porn folder.
Oh, now you fucked up my whole day.
Yeah.
I thought this was the porn folder.
Right.
I told you that in confidence!
Well, there we go. I gotta take off the shirt now.
This is a different kind of show now.
Anyways, so yeah, Belinda, the horrible, racist wasp woman of Sussex. Camille Cadbury, one of the nicest people in Britain, probably. Rose's mom on Doctor Who. I'm sure she'd be up for playing her.
Oh yeah, that's who that is. I thought I was trying to recognize her and I couldn't place it.
Yep. Jackie Tyler, and
Yep.
way back in the day, Nuns on the Run and King Ralph.
And she's
Nice.
probably the nicest lady, but she gives like kind of Karen vibes.
Well, yeah,
Jesus.
and Belinda is like, you know, a Karen crossed with Jeff Goldblum and The Fly.
That is horrifying. That is wow.
Oh my god. Oh, but it's funny.
Daniel says, awesome actress. Love her on Doctor Who.
Yeah, she's great.
Alrighty. Next. How the fuck do I change it? Oh, there we go. I got it. It's okay. Everybody
one-
calm.
This one will be a head scratcher for most people outside the UK, but people in the UK will be like, "Oh, of course, Philomena Kunk." Diane Morgan is just one of the funniest comedians of like the last 20 years. So, if you don't know her, go on YouTube and search Kunk, C-U-N-K.
Yes. It's
but-
good to spell it out just for clarity.
Yeah. Yes, in case the mic's a little fuzzy on my end here.
We want to make sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh, okay. We have fun here. All right, next.
oh yeah.
Ah,
Wait, one sec. We got like cat antics happening.
Okay. It's okay.
I gotta relocate for a sec.
See, I was fine with you having no camera on until you said the cats were doing something funny, and now it's like, stop
Yeah,
the
there's
entire
cat-
damn show.
Yeah,
We
there's
want to
cat
see what the
antics.
cats are doing.
For some reason.
Well, it's because you're not paying attention to them. So
Okay.
Right.
All right. Relocated. Yeah. This is probably like the most A-list piece of casting in the whole thing. But I think that's okay because Calliope's supposed to be an A-lister.
yeah, this
She's-
one makes sense to me. Immediately.
Yeah, like the
Mhm.
Olympians are kind of, you know, they're the celebrities in this world. And you know, Calliope's not like Zeus level.
Works for me.
But yeah.
so actually,
This is
I have a
kinda-
question. Actually,
Uh-huh.
in regards to how you put this together, like, are these all people that you thought of as a result of knowing this was the question, or were any of these people that were in your heads when you were crafting the character?
In some cases. I'm very careful, you know, for legal reasons.
Oh yeah,
not to make it completely any one person.
yeah.
But,
I've done
but
that with
sometimes
some stuff.
sometimes
Yeah,
it's kind of like this person's 20% Walton Goggins and 40% Warren Epps, you know.
Yeah.
oh yeah. I do the same, and I was just curious about that. As with some of them, I'm like, some of them like this one where the picture is so perfectly matched, it's just like pulled
That was
right
just
out
a
of it.
quirk of, that was just a quirk of Google image search because I was looking for a
Nice.
picture of her wearing glasses, and that guy was like, "Oh my god, it looks like she's halfway in costume already." And she's
Yeah.
even got that sort of Patrick McGowan, the prisoner jacket going, which is totally something Calliope would have worn.
Yeah.
Get away
and
from
the
the
face
bubble.
shape. Her face shape is perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, another like, this is very basic sort of casting option, but another person who kind of inspired Calliope's look was Scarlett Johansson in Under the Skin.
Okay, I can see that.
That moppy black wig they put her in.
Right.
It looks very like late 50s beatnik. So
Right.
Works for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have no idea if we're spending too much time on these that we won't ever get through them all
yeah.
in the hour.
Keep
So-
moving. Ah, there you go. Now here is a case where like, you know, there was a specific inspiration. Churn Milk Peg's hair is totally Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, she can totally pull it off too. Like you could probably put her in any role in the entire series, and she could probably do it.
Oh yeah, she is awesome. I love her.
I've seen enough of her to know that she's got chops.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I love her. I have her coat too, not literally, but I have the Doctor Who coat from her, and I'll wear it around town. It's a nice coat.
Nice.
Jealous.
Yeah, the other plus with her playing Charmel Peg is she's from Yorkshire, I believe. Or roundabouts. And Peg has a very, Peg, like the legend, is from around those parts and has a very, very exaggerated, Yorkshire dialect going.
Yorkshire accent, yeah.
Yeah, that's almost unintelligible. Right. You can only kind of understand her through context.
That's awesome.
She's got that one page in issue 1 where the discussion is her husband, Ha.
Oh, I think we lost him for a minute.
We've temporarily lost Paul.
Oh no.
My bad.
J-Man says
he's
we
back.
need to hire him as a casting director. Because they need help.
I was prepared to start giving the backstory of that woman in the seat behind her and just make stuff up at random.
Right.
just to fill space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's don't tell Dee, but that's why we brought her onto the show tonight. Just in case.
She does look mildly traumatized.
Yeah, she kind of does.
I think we try to make all the rubes look kind of damaged.
That's true.
Like people
we though?
Yeah. People might say that there's no zombies in Miss Medusa, but I say they are. It's all the rubes are the zombies. My general contempt for humanity comes out in all the rude characters.
Oh, okay. That's gonna make me go. I've got to go through the entire series. Like I've got to go through both issues again and just look at all the background characters because sometimes they jump right out at you, but sometimes, like this one, I don't think I would have noticed if Dee hadn't pointed her out.
Yeah.
She looks like she's eating her popcorn. It's Belinda Matheson. She's in town. She's not having a great day. She's eating her popcorn, and she totally just ate a cigar butt that was in there by mistake. Or is it just a cigar
popcorn
butt?
The phase, so that's entirely possible.
100%.
Good deal. Okay, next. Got to keep going.
Olivia Chang, who is known these days for a show called Warrior, which is a great show, and they're shooting season 3 right now. Any of y'all seen that?
I have not.
Not.
I
Okay.
gotta see it.
Well, then the awesomeness of this casting is lost on you. But yeah, and Diane hasn't really shown up in the series yet, but she's around, like, if you look in the background, like her banners are up and stuff, and she's talked about a lot in the archive section of issue 2. The stuff we put in the back pages.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Not too much
Always-
to say about that one yet, because, people haven't met her.
Notice that the qualifier yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Love it.
Yeah, okay, so this is one of those characters we're kind of revealing here. This is one you won't actually meet in the comic until issue 4. But his presence has already kind of been felt around, the background of the first 2 issues, and that's Drosselmeyer. People would know him from the Nutcracker.
Oh, yes, thank you. The name was killing me. I knew I recognized the name.
Yeah, he's Clara's weird uncle.
Yep.
Who, makes creepy Nutcracker dolls. And
you could not have picked a better. You could not have picked a better actor for that. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I really went around, like, there's a lot of people who would make an interesting Drosselmeyer. Richard E. Grant, Malcolm McDowell, Peter Capaldi, like, a lot of people would be interesting. I think back in the day, I think the person who would have been perfect would have been David Warner. But
I love him.
tragically no longer with us. So, David Thewlis would kill it. The one other person I would say, I'm not a fan of him as a person very much in the last 15 years or so, but a guy who would kill it, just acting it, is Jeremy Irons. But specifically, he would have to do his terrible Die Hard 3 German accent.
Okay.
That was. I'm gonna watch that movie when we're done tonight. Now,
It's
just so that I can get back to that accent. His accents across the whole thing are amazing, but that one is definitely chef's kiss.
There's layers in that movie where he's doing his bad German accent, pretending to do an American accent, and he's like, "Holy Toledo!"
Love it.
On his way to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives.
I didn't say Simon.
God, everyone want to watch that movie now.
Like Vincent Price.
I think that's the one other legit great, Die Hard movie outside of the original.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Julia Jones. People would know if they watched the final season of Dexter, the New Blood season.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which she was really good in. Like I know, like that season was controversial with people, but she was one of the bright spots.
Do you know what I know her from?
What?
Fucking Twilight.
Oh yeah.
She was the female werewolf in Twilight, wasn't she? I know that that's her.
I have not seen Twilight, but I'm aware that that's on her queue.
I've read the books, and I'll defend the books till the end of time. But the movies are trash, and my friends, Megan and Katrina, I'm looking at you. You know it was you. Dragged my ass to those movies every Thanksgiving for like 6 freaking years. And I got to the point where I had to sit on the opposite side of Katrina because I would laugh so much that she would get pissed off at me. I think that's what happened. I might be conflating it with something else, but that seems right. Like, one of them, I had to sit away from them so that they wouldn't get mad at me because I was giggling so much.
Nice.
But she is really good in that movie, though. Like, she acts, like, she's great in her part. The movie as a whole sucks, but she, in her part, is excellent.
And she's a Native American actress, right?
She's Native American
actress?
Yeah, I believe.
I am checking the Wikipedia here. Her father is part Choctaw, Chickasaw, and African American. There we go. But yeah, no, she would totally kill this part too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next.
Next. Another character we haven't properly seen, but you've seen his banner in the background, and that's Felix the Singing Shapeshifter. Who else? Udo Kier. Gotta get Udo Kier. A legend. But it's a character who's mostly voice. So I think even though Udo Kier is almost 80, he could probably do it the way Brendan Fraser does Cliff on Doom Patrol. Yeah, because as we'll see, you usually don't see Felix's face.
Yeah.
Not too much to say because
we don't.
Seen the series yet.
Fair enough. And we're to Gina.
Yep. There's at least 3 people I could think of who would be really interesting casting for her, but I kind of like the idea of Kara G. from The Expanse, drummer. Any Expanse fans here?
No, I have it on a list of things that I need to watch.
It's great.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I've got so much shit that everybody's like, it's so good, you gotta watch it. And so I write it down, and then I just watch the same 3 shows over and over and over
Yes.
again. I think it's a neurodivergent thing. I don't know.
Right. She has a snaky kind of look. though.
She really does. And
She looks like she could be cutthroat, like she needs to be too. Like she could do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in The Expanse where Drummer is not Miss Medusa, but you can see where, okay, that's a starting point. If an actor can nail that, they can nail,
Yeah. If they can get the appropriate "oh for fuck's sake" expression.
Yeah. Yeah, like basically if you add if you took her Expanse character, but you added kind of like Kristen Ritter's smartassness,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you're getting to Gina.
Nice.
This one is like the most fucking no-brainer one of all time. But
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza is Jenny Grenteith. Big actress, but I figure we're talking like animation here, or motion capture or something. But
Right. The voice and the motion capture, basically,
Yeah.
and it looks sort of like her, but it's yeah.
But certainly if it was animation, I think you actually probably could get up Aubrey Plaza because she could shoot her part out in 2 hours. Because
Yeah.
Jenny only talks.
It's out
kind of
so
elaborate by
perfectly.
comparison.
Your audio cuts out so perfectly that it sounds like you stopped talking. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, wait,
Is this
what?
Is this a dramatic pause? I'm on the edge of my
That's
seat.
exactly. Yes.
Am I back now?
Okay. You're back now.
All right, good.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Grandma
an
Bean.
actual, Karen in the story, Grandma Bean, and I'm putting Wendy Roby from Twin Peaks up for this because she's great. Casting people don't use her enough.
Oh, I almost feel bad because she's so great, and we're giving her this terrible person.
Yeah. I mean, aren't most of the people in this series terrible people?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Fair.
Another no-brainer one, because the
Sorry,
Green
you
Knight.
excite me so much sometimes.
The Green Knight is very obviously a spoof of Brian Blessed's acting style, so that's pretty 1-to-1.
Yeah.
But he actually, I know a guy who did a comic a while back, and they did an audio adaptation of it, and Brian Blessed actually did the voice for it.
Oh, wow.
So, maybe we could get him. Maybe we could get Voltan.
I have full confidence.
Yeah.
We just have to manifest it, Paul.
Yeah.
I gotta move off of this tile because I just zeroed in on this guy's teeth and they're freaking me the fuck out now. What is wrong with his teeth?
The greatest thing ever is there's an outtake of Brian Blessed when he was recording audio for GPS.
Oh, really?
Oh god.
And what he had to say was he had to say roundabout, and he kept saying in his roundabout, and he would not say roundabout. He just kept saying roundabout. So to this day, there's a big roundabout on the way to Erie. Whenever we're going to Erie, we have to go through it, and without fail, we drive past it, and we're roundabout as loud as we possibly can.
Well, honestly, roundabouts really suck, so calling them roundabout makes it slightly less sucky.
Yeah. Cool. Next. Oh yeah. Okay. Gemma Whelan. People would know. Actually, a lot of people won't recognize her, but she's. Who's the guy in Game of Thrones who got his dick cut off?
Oh, Theon.
Theon
Theon's
Greyjoy.
sister.
Is that the name?
Yeah, Theon. Theon Greyjoy's
his
sister.
Yes. That poor actor is just forever known as, oh, you're the guy that got your dick cut off.
I hope not.
But yeah, again, I think she's kind of Yorkshire area, and so she has the right accent for Hazel.
Perfect.
I love her in
She's
everything that she's
PA.
in. She's
And
awesome.
she's in Gentleman Jack.
Yeah.
You know, more recently, which was great, and sadly died a premature death.
I was really enjoying that show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Oh yeah. Chance Perdomo. People would know him from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yep.
He's cousin Ambrose. And
He's awesome.
he killed it in that. He was one of the best parts of the show. So I think he should play Hellbell, who is an extremely minor character, and he deserves more.
Well.
I can't pronounce his name. I'm sure, I'm sure the ladies
Is it
probably.
Manganillo or something like that?
I think it's Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, I think it's just
Manganiello?
Manganiello.
Right.
Mhm.
Manganello. Okay.
It's less complicated than it looks, and I always want to add syllables to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I keep saying Neil instead the Neil word. So yeah.
I know,
That's
like
Oh my
close.
god, yes, that's perfect casting.
that Pee-wee's Holiday movie. They say it about like.
Yes. Well, yeah, because they never actually just call him Joe. It's always his full name.
Yeah.
Holland Robinson.
So is this casting just from an abs perspective, or is there also like a?
I
Is
mean,
it just the looks, or is it?
looks just like him, and actually, he's a very funny dude.
He is?
And we haven't really. You can't convey it in a comic. It's one of those things that's kind of like frustrating. Like we just can't do it in the comic. We can't convey this. But Heracles has a habit of, when he talks, he has this sort of tick where he talks like he's in a badly dubbed, like late 50s, early 60s Steve Reeves Hercules movie.
Or the one where Arnold played Hercules and was completely dubbed.
Hercules in New York. Yeah.
Yep.
But so like his mouth continues to move sometimes after he's actually finished a word. And it's really bizarre. And as we'll see in the story, I don't want to give away too much. This will come up again in issue 4. There is a reason he has to be very specific to correct people who call him Hercules, that he's Heracles. And keep in mind, it's the early 1960s, and Hercules movies are really hot in 1963. They're a big deal. And so someone walking around the lot with that name, maybe there's more than one person. Maybe.
Okay.
Ah.
And if you guys have the Sideshow edition, you can see all of Heracles.
Yes. Yeah. That'll be a little something extra when people get the print copies if they got the Sideshow.
Yeah, this is fantastic casting because he has a great sense of humor, a good sense of like he has that like I can have the biggest ego, but clearly as an actor will totally piss all over it. Like there's that scene in one of the Magic Mike movies where he's dared to go in and seduce the woman in the gas station, and he does the sexy dance with the bottles of water, and she's just staring at him the entire time while he's making a complete ass of himself, and it's brilliant. While he's doing a sexy stripper dance inside a roadside convenience store for an audience of one. It's on YouTube. It's brilliant.
Nice.
That's awesome. So it's perfect. Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
again, it's a small part, and I can see him voicing it in 3 hours and being done. It's also just funny because Hob is married to Churn Milk Peg, so it would be two doctors married to each other, plus it's a little Broadchurch reunion. Yep.
Yes.
And he does stuff like this. As big of a name as he is, he totally appears like, he was in that Vox Machina for like 5 lines.
Yeah. No, he's like a subliminal presence in Dream of a Thousand Cats and Sandman. You know, he voiced like people had to be told later, oh, that was David Tennant as the kitten's owner.
Yeah. And I feel like Tennant has like a goblin side. You know what I mean?
I see him doing Hob, who is was a cotton candy vendor in, you know, Medusa's Big Top, and he gets fired on page 9, 8. He loses his job almost right away for using, you know, profanity in front of children. because he calls Grandma Bean a honky bitch.
Oh man, I get fired so fast.
Because she called him a goblin. And, you know, Hob, there's kind of thing we'll see with the fairies where, you know, like, it's actually kind of like a murky line. Like, you know, what's a pixie, what's a brownie, what's a goblin? But he doesn't like to be considered a goblin, let's say. He takes a lot of issue with that. So,
fair.
He regards it as a slur.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Hob. I feel bad.
But yeah, so him and Peg lose their jobs in the first issue, and we're going to see consequences from that.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Next. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a character actually I thought, like, no one famous should play. I thought it should be like a mime or something. And then as I was putting these together, like, yeah, Ramona Young just occurred to me as Honey, that she could actually maybe pull it off. But she's known for Santa Clarita Diet, and she was on Legends of Tomorrow for a bit.
Right, okay.
Nice.
But yeah. And it's probably, truth be told, you could probably cast it better, a lot better, if you know, actually, you know, did some, you know, casting research. Because, you know, she's Chinese and Honey's really, you know, kind of a Pacific Island region.
Right, okay.
Oh, all right. That's fair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Horse, the great Michael Horse from Twin Peaks, is pretty much the only acceptable person to play Tommy. Anything else would be second best. And a very different character from Twin Peaks, where have any of you seen Twin Peaks?
Not since it came out the first time, so it's
He was
like the parodies have taken over in my brain from the real show.
Sure. Okay. Well, he was a great character on the series. He was Deputy Hawk, who's just your badass, dependable, you know, side man. Someone you always want backing you up. Iktomi is a serious misanthrope. Really just pissed off at everyone and has a very crabby, shitty attitude. I see Michael Horse playing it, actually.
He's done with everyone's shit.
Yeah, and you know, part of the inspiration for Iktomi's personality actually is because of Michael Horse, because he did, I'm going to go real nerdy here on Twin Peaks. He did a Twin Peaks audiobook where it gets into like Hawk's like private journals. And you realize that Hawk, who was always like such a very upbeat character on the show, has this other side to him where he's kind of like, I hate being the dependable sidekick for all these white characters. And it really bugs me. And sometimes I'd like to just fucking leave this town and go to Alaska and be a lumberjack.
I mean, who doesn't sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, relatable, right.
I was trying to figure out why I know that I've seen Twin Peaks before, and I think it's because my mom used to watch it.
That's how I fell into it.
Yeah. I was like, I know I've seen it, but I haven't really, like, focused on it. But, yeah, I think that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is another one that's kind of like a 1-to-1. It's not very, you know, it's not very imaginative, because Jack and Irons is very obviously a spoof of Alan Moore. And I'm sure Alan Moore would be down for it. He loves comics and the comics world and being associated with it.
Sounds good to me.
Guy
Totally.
practically is a giant already. So it's not that challenging to play one.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But yeah, if people have read the little file card I made for Jack that we used to kind of publicize the series, his backstory is that he secretly wrote most of Shakespeare's plays. And he's forever really pissed off at still being associated with them 400 years later. Wants his name taken off them, which they were, you know. But yeah, and you know, it's constantly pissed off at their film adaptations, et cetera, et cetera. So it's very much Alan Moore's attitude towards, you know.
Very true to life, yeah.
And nowadays, Jack is just the stake driver for, you know, the roustabouts. He is the guy who, you know, puts in all the giant tent stakes.
That's an interesting step away from playwrights.
Yeah. He's one of the most gifted writers in history, and he's just turned his back on it. Doesn't want to do it. And that seemed like an interesting thing to do with a giant, because usually giants are, you know, dumbasses.
Mm-hmm.
Fair
Yeah, I
enough.
love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Here's like the first really like psychotronic, you know, movie choice. James Lawrence from Street Trash and Frankenhooker to fucking American classics as Jersey. And that'll be like meaningless to people who haven't seen those films. But he's great in both and perfect for doing a sleazy Jersey guy. Yeah. Walton Goggins for Logan. It's not that imaginative.
No,
we need
yeah,
a cowboy cop type guy.
Yeah, it's right.
It's him or Timothy. It's someone from Justified.
Right.
I don't think we need to give any. I love Timothy Olyphant, but I don't think we need to give him any more cop roles now that he's even like country cop in space after Man of War. I love the guy, but he needs more like Santa Clarita Diet type parts.
Yes.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Brad Garrett.
I love this one. I love this choice.
Yeah. I see it happening. It's sort of like a left field choice, but I see it working.
And would he just basically yell? Just the
Yeah,
whole
he
time?
just have to yell in long run-on sentences. That's basically Maurice's thing. In fact, it's funny in the lettering for issue 2. You know, like the lettering came back the first time. Matt that does the lettering, not Matt that, you know, draws it. And like one note I had to give was like, don't ever break up Maurice's run-on sentences into 2 balloons. They must be in one gigantic, dense word balloon, even though that's awkward.
Yeah, go against your lettering instincts and make one giant balloon filled with sentences.
Yeah. Stop trying to make him intelligible and easy to process. Go against good storytelling, goddammit.
Right.
Brad Garrett, the piece of shit movie that I've seen that Brad Garrett was in that makes me feel like he's an excellent choice. The movie, what the fuck? It's the Vin Diesel who plays the babysitter movie, and he's the vice principal in it. The Pacifier.
Is it called? Oh, okay, yeah.
And he was in it, and he just does a lot of yelling, and he does a lot of posturing, and there's a scene where he actually puts on a wrestling singlet and wrestles. It's... And I'm like, yes, he would be perfect.
Perfect.
He would.
Potentially a controversial one, Diana Prince, Darcy the Mail Girl from The Last Drive-In on Shudder, as Miss Bachman. Not a lot to say on that one, but
That's fair.
I see, I see her pulling that character off. Character doesn't talk, so it's all in the look.
That's fair.
Yep. One of the greatest character actors of our time, Richard Brake. Playing Easy Money, who is a sort of black marketeer who deals with Gina from time to time. He's her wrangler for, smuggling illegal mythic animals into the country.
I see. Makes
Great
sense.
sleazeball actor.
Beautiful.
People might know him from most recently. He had a great 5 or 6 minutes in The Mandalorian as a creepy Imperial officer.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And I remember he was in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 as one of the paramedics that were driving Michael away, and Michael crushes his head into the side of the door. But he doesn't die right away, so he's just his jaw's hanging off his face and he's gasping for 3 minutes because that movie was just insane.
I've still never
Violent
seen
levels.
Rob Zombie Halloweens. I actually want to at some point.
I'm a massive Halloween fan, so I've seen them all, and I have feelings on all of them. I don't hate them at all.
Rob Zombie's a guy it's like Seth Rogen said about Nick Cage's acting style. That's a guy who takes big swings.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Halloween fans that look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, oh, you must not like the original. Like, bitch, the original Halloween is the first movie I saw as a child. I worship that movie.
Oh, wow.
But I've seen that movie, and I've seen its many, many sequels that try to adhere very closely to it. I saw something. He took a big old swing. He did something really different. He tried something different. A lot of it stuck and worked because David Gordon Green ripped off a lot of it for his trilogy of new movies, especially in terms of the look of Michael and the brutality of Michael. That all came straight out of what Rob Zombie did. There's a lot of things about his stuff that drive me nuts. The Hellbilly stuff is just, I'm like, oh God. I love Malcolm McDowell playing Loomis as an asshole instead of the normal version of the character. I love that they take. Fun as hell. And the best part of both of Rob Zombie's films is, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. The actor that's Chucky. Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif plays the sheriff, and he's the heart of both movies. He's the sweetest, nicest character in both films.
That makes me really want to watch it.
And his scenes are the best in the whole movie. He just you just love him. You love him as a character.
We actually just finished before I came onto this live stream. We finished Chucky season 1.
Oh, nice!
It's fucking great. Anyway, again, someone who could do the entire part in about 30 minutes. John Waters as the Perryton who was also up for Sharon's job, and he would have 2 lines, which are so you're a mythic, and then fucking bullshit. That's all it says. But in that Baltimore accent, I think it would be perfect.
Right.
Nice.
And I mean, it's about as long as his part in Miss Maisel, so why not?
There you go.
Oh yeah, Freema Agyeman, Martha Jones from Doctor Who, a character who is not at all like Penny Lickwell, but I think she has kind of an untapped ability at comedy. That, they made Martha Jones very kind of straight arrow on Doctor Who. I think sometimes to her detriment, they kind of made her a little boring. Mm-hmm. Once in a while, they let her be sarcastic, and it worked really well. So that's kind of more Penny's character.
So we expand on that.
Maybe at this point we should mention how there's a Penny Lickwell side project.
Yes, there is. I'm very so. There's a reason I'm beaming at this casting moment. Yes, I'm very excited.
Maybe we should show some art from that, or should we keep going with these and then we'll come back to that?
Do you have it, Sarah? Do you have
I
it loaded
have.
up?
I have the page that Dee sent.
I
Is that what we're looking at?
resent you the blue lines, but I took the I have this thing that I do whenever I'm working with somebody else's script. I letter the pages myself in advance before I do the blue lines, so I know how to set everything up. Like I put all the word balloons roughly where they need to be, kinda, and then I build my blue lines around that, so I don't. But when the real letterer comes on, they don't have to be like, "Oh God damn it, this bitch did not leave me any room for these characters to talk."
Right.
But I turned that layer off when I sent it to you. That way, if we did decide to use it for this, we wouldn't be giving away spoilers.
Awesome. Well, I do have
outside
it.
of the art.
I have it right here.
Super rough, super tiny rough blue lines. Like I will tighten these up before going to inks. But this is just to set up the storytelling, the camera angle, stuff like. Even the stuff with Gina that I'm not actually going to be drawing, but I'm like, I'm going to blue line it in so that I make sure it still fits and give an idea for composition so that it flows with the rest of the page.
Yeah, and I love that you did that. You thought it through. You thought through to the end product, and some artists don't.
Yep, and it's
Yes, it was very exciting to receive this page. Of
I want to make sure to make. I always like to make sure I make things everything I do as easy as possible for the next person who's going to come along. So I work digitally, and I do a lot of rendering, but all that rendering will be on its own layer, and there'll be a layer that's just the outlines of the character, so that the colorist will not have to work around my cross hatching.
Nice.
So did we say what this is about? What this page is for?
Let's just say this is a short story starring Penny Lickwell, and we're not going to say where you'll see this, but it's a thing being made. Could it be a backup story for, Miss Medusa's Monstrous Menagerie? Could it be showing up somewhere else? Who knows?
All right then.
You'll find out soon.
I'm super excited to keep going on this because the character is just so great, and there's so much juice in the like just with the reference that I was given to work with, and I'm like, there is so much wonderful acting choices that I can play with here. I'm super excited. Little things like there's a note in the script of like leaning back on her elbows on a bale of hay. I love I'm a big fan of interstitial acting moments where that's. Characters are no one is ever just standing someplace and just and I love stuff like that. So in some cases I'll take liberties with certain things. Like I have her leaning on a counter at one point that wasn't in the script, but I'm like, but this flows with everything else she's doing. It's in character.
I don't think it's giving away too much to mention that we've shown it online. I'm working on something with Blair Shed for UHS, and that's another artist. He puts in like little bits of business with the background characters, and it adds so much. It's the same case like where you give like a screenplay to an actor, and they elevate the material by putting more into the performance. That's pretty much what the artist does. They're the actor. Anyway.
Yeah, let's move on here.
This is
We're
another
getting
one.
close to the end of this, so so that's we won't go too far over.
All right, cool. Again, not the most creative. We got a Screamy Scotsman. There's about like 4 or 5 actors to go to. I don't think Ewan Bremner gets enough work. Even with recently, he's kind of back in the spotlight because of Our Flag Means Death. But yeah, he should play Red Commandy, I think.
So I gotta watch the rest of Our Flag Means Death. I gotta catch up with that.
Great show.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's hard to get my hands on. Not that I'm taking it from the internet illegally, because I would never do that. Let's change the subject now.
Now, this is shameful. This guy's a great actor who's been around for decades, and I don't actually know how to correctly pronounce his last name. I've always called him Stephen Ray. I don't know if that's correct.
That's how I would have guessed it.
Yeah.
I would have probably said Rhea because I'm me.
That's why at some point I started saying it's Stephen Ray instead of Stephen Rhea. I don't know where I might have gotten that cue from, but you got to get a real badass Irish actor to play Rooney. And I don't want to say too much about Rooney yet, but he's obviously kind of important. Just you can tell from the way I'm talking about him. But nominally, he's the owner of the Goblin Market, which is a concession shop on the corner of the Midway. And I kind of compare it to Satrial's deli in The Sopranos. It's a gathering point for, the fairy mob, I guess. That's the fairies' hangout. And he owns that, and he's also this isn't really spoilery, he's the notary he's an Oberon appointed notary. So anytime Gina signs a contract with Faze, he must be part of it. And that gives him kind of a significant bit of power.
Oh, and the internet says it is in fact Ray, Stephen Ray.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Dee.
Yeah. The most challenging casting for a potential adaptation would be finding someone to play Sharon. Rachel Denning came to mind. I've seen her in a few things. She was in Doctor Who for one episode. Like, everything she's done is like one episode. But just because there aren't a lot of parts out there for little people. From what I've seen, which would be Doctor Who, Ghosts, and she was recently in, was it called Devil's Hour? It's a show with Peter Capaldi. But yeah, that's the one person I can think of who might be able to play Sharon, but really it should be an open casting call. Oh, yeah. Karen Connell was the Angel of Death on Vikings for about 5 minutes and was really interesting. Not a big actress, but made an impression in that one episode. So I'd cast her as Shelley the Mermaid because Shelley the Mermaid is also supposed to be scary.
Yeah, she looks awesome.
Yeah. It's very memorable, like 1 or 2 scenes.
Very cool.
Danny John Jules, who a lot of you nerds out there will know as the cat from Red Dwarf. And I think in the UK, he's better known for a show called Death in Paradise. Don't quote me on that. But Spring Hill Jack's one of those significant characters we haven't seen much in the comic yet, but you can see him very tiny in issue 1, which is where that image is from. Again, pretty straightforward. The Iron Sheik is Stavros the Cretan. Definitely Stavros' style is inspired by the Iron Sheik in many interviews.
And why the hell not?
That's amazing.
He's not from Crete, but who cares? I'll take the heat from the Cretan Anti-Defamation League or whatever it is.
Right.
You will take the heat from Crete.
Yeah. Now I've only seen a few episodes of Orange is the New Black, but I am told Amanda Fuller was a great villain on it.
Yes.
And really hateful. And between that and her look and Susanna's look, I see that working. Susanna's kind of a mean girl on the lot. And she's also kind of an interesting character because she's the ticket girl. So she's the first person you meet when you walk onto the lot.
But she's mean.
And literally a gatekeeper.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. This is another one that isn't too imaginative. Lance Reddick is Tico. Lance Reddick, is in a lot of stuff. And he's one of those actors that still doesn't get enough work. But he was an amazing... They called it Papa Legba, but really he was playing Baron Samedi on American Horror Story. Tico's in a similar wheelhouse. So
Yes.
You go.
that's all I'll say about that. He would be awesome. I gotta have Sean Pertwee in there somewhere. So let's just assume he's capable of doing a West Country accent and he can play Tommy Bloody Bones.
And he has no skin.
Yeah, it would probably be a voice part.
Yeah, like a motion capture maybe would
Yeah.
be okay. Yeah.
Meg Foster as Trixie the Harpy, which it seems kind of mean-spirited to cast her as that, but just knowing her from Rob Zombie movies, she'd be up for it, and she'd be great.
Yes.
Yes, the great Meg Foster from just a million exploitation, and actually, she's someone who was a carny once upon a
Oh,
time.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she's in the movie Carney with Jodie Foster and Gary Busey, which isn't a great movie, but it's one of the more interesting carnival movies out there because you can tell like they actually did their research and they know their stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'll highly recommend Carney the movie as if you want like a for research purposes. It's really interesting.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Log that for later
That's
use. And that's all of them.
Not roustabout.
Roustabout not the most accurate. The roustabouts, I'll say this, they shot it with an actual carnival, so like whenever they're outside, when they're not on a studio set pretending to be outside, it looks pretty accurate. Because it's an actual 1963 carnival.
Right.
A movie that's even better for that is a movie called She Freak from, I think, about 1966, 67. Really low budget ripoff of Todd Browning's Freaks. But, it's one of those low budget exploitation movies where they basically just shot it on location with a carnival that was cooperative. And so it's the real thing, it's all real 1960s carnival stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah. That's kind of like a weird irony is like low budget movies from the 60s are like one of the best places for us to like do research for Medusa because they had no budget for sets, so they're just shooting on location. And so you get all this like great period detail.
Yeah, you get the real stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It kind of makes you nostalgic. Like we should do that more often. Stop with the CGI. Too much CGI. Not that it's not a powerful tool. It's a great tool, but don't need to use it quite as much as we do.
True.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with a lot of the casting choices, and now I've got to go watch some stuff that some of those actors are in that I don't know about. So, like, now I've got, like, a full list of shit to do this week. Before we go, we do have that other piece of art from D that we were talking about. I don't know if you wanted to...
I'm not sure if I've seen it in this state yet, but yeah, let's see that.
Let's see.
I mean, it's for the Finding D Kickstarter, but it is my first time drawing other characters from the studio's repertoire, as it were.
Zooming out. Oh, cool. Oh, Ellen Riker's in there too. Oh, I love this.
And that is my pencils, Lori's inks, and Katie's colors.
That's so cool.
So we were talking about it, and I had an idea to do a jam piece that would be a jam of both studio artists and of characters. And I'm like, I get to play too and draw these other characters just for fun.
I love this.
This is awesome.
It came out amazing. It looks so good.
I think we might just straight up do it as an alternate cover for the trade, like just for
I think so, yeah.
Because it's really cool.
I'm excited. That's not tomorrow, but next Tuesday.
Yes.
See how fast this shit's coming up? in a week.
For a second, I was like, "It better not be tomorrow." Holy shit! I forget. Oh
No,
no.
we had something was tomorrow, and I don't remember, but like the schedule got shuffled a little bit, and now, but so Dee moved up, and yeah, but it's not tomorrow; it's next week. But it's still fast. It's still real soon, and we'll have our usual live stream. What do I call them? Live stream launch party. And so we're gonna have that, and I'm sure, Dee will be here, and Katie will be here, and
we're gonna have to keep Katie awake so long.
Well, I think it'll be okay because it'll only be like 10 o'clock at night for her. So it will be much earlier.
Yeah, the launch live streams are earlier. They're at 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, sorry, it's past my bedtime too.
So yeah, those are always fun for me because there's a skylight here that likes to blast in, and then you like, maybe it won't happen this time because it's still that time of year where it gets dark early, but the beam of light will just sweep across the field of view here, so it looks like I'm being offered a side quest or something for a little while, and then it goes away, and then it's fine. But so that's something to look forward to next week. And we also, Monday is, for everybody, is another Matt's Monster Movie Monday, and we're doing Tokyo SOS. That's the name of this movie. So we'll do that.
Today.
Yeah, he was gonna, and then he couldn't make it in the end, so it's unfortunate, but, well, we tried, and I mean, like, there is no show without Matt next week, so if he doesn't show up next week, then we're going to have to smack him, because, there's not really a show without Matt.
Yeah.
So, but that'll be fun, and then, next week is, Monster Movie Night, and then D, and then be prepared to be, just bombarded with D stuff, which we've already been kind of doing, but, we're going to do it more.
And lots of puns.
Yes, so many puns.
Knee deep in D.
Yes, it's delightful.
Knee deep?
Yes.
It's gonna be fun. Anyway, Lori went a little crazy with the puns. The
whole campaign and every reward tier is a D pun. So
oh wow.
Yeah. I got to the point where I no longer I was just I didn't understand them anymore. My brain got so numb to it that I went back to Lori. I was like, "What does this one mean?" It's it wasn't that they're bad puns or anything. They should be easy to understand, but Lord knows by that point I just wasn't getting it anymore. So yeah, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for everybody. It's really hilarious, all of them, and I'm excited for this to finally happen. I know you're excited, Dee.
Very.
I hope you have some new stuff to talk about, though. We've been making you come talk about stuff for so many shows now that I was like, is there going to be anything left for you to talk about? We'll see.
I don't know. I might see. I'll see if I'll see if I can grab Heidi and suck her into one of these too.
Yeah, Heidi is
cool.
Totally
She's
invited.
the primary character.
Exactly.
At the very least, I'll let Poe in.
Yeah.
Oh, we get to meet Poe. Yay. So, yeah, that'll be fun. And will Dee have new stuff to talk about? I don't know. You're going to have to come to the show next week to find out. But first, Monster Movie Night. So with that being said, I think that it is time to let everybody go for the evening. And I'm really thank you, Paul and Dee, for coming in and talking about stuff with us.
Oh,
and
cool.
That was fun. We should try and do that for just do a dedicated casting call for every title that we have. So it's get on the Unthinkables one, Paul.
I might do that after we put issue 3 out.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah. We do. Yeah. To be fair, we don't have enough story out for everybody yet.
Yeah, we haven't even
that's fair.
The whole team yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's coming soon. It's actually coming really soon.
Yes. We just finished And we have Art Lock now on issue 3. So now we just need to get issue 2 finished.
Exciting.
Yep.
Exciting. Ooh, very exciting.
We're very close.
All right. Yes. So, So thank you, Paul. Thank you, Dee. And thank you, everybody who came to watch tonight. And thanks for your comments. And if you watch this after it's live, then still comment because we'll still read them. We still get the notifications and we go through and read them all. So please do that with any ideas that pop in your head. We'll read it. We might not understand it, but we'll read it. We always read it. So with that being said, everybody have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week. That's it, right? Yeah. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.